Road to Avonlea, Canada's highest-rated, longest-running, and most successful series, is now in its 7th and final season. Broadcast in over 140 countries around the world.
What you're ultimately trying to do is create stories that will enlighten and entertain an audience and move them and make them realize something about their own lives. I think we've got a really unique group of child performers here. They're all very individualistic. They're highly talented in a positive way because they don't recognize their talent. They're professionals, but the business hasn't spoiled them. We're fortunate to have such a high level of performers. On the other hand, I guess there's a certain cachet to being in this series as well because of that. Once one person is in it, everybody wants to be in it.
I was asked to do this part out of the blue, and it seemed like an oasis in the desert, a real family show with kind of wonderful values, good old-fashioned values where the whole family could sit around and all enjoy it. And I wanted to have something to show my grandchildren.
Marilla is a woman who has great loyalty. I like her because she has no sentimentality. She does not move on a false sentimentality about anything. She's very direct, and thank goodness she has a very good sense of humor.
You don't get a lot of dates?
Oh, off a tree. Sorry.
Well, Rachel is a marvelous woman with a heart of gold, and she's got, I think, an excellent wit. She's an interesting woman who has very dogmatic standards, but she has a pretty sharp tongue.
It wouldn't surprise me one bit to catch that boy barking at the moon. You are forever arranging my life.
Don't be ridiculous, Rachel.
If your tongue wasn't hinged in the middle, my life would be in ruins. I'm going to sue you for habeas corpus. Good Lord in heaven!
I like Canada a lot. I'm very comfortable here. I'm really having fun, and it's always hard to do everything. It's long, long hours, and it's disjointing in your life, but there couldn't be better circumstances, couldn't be nicer people, couldn't be a better crew, couldn't be a better director, and they've treated me beautifully.
Only on film have I played one sort of outlandish woman, and that would be in Bullets Over Broadway. Woody's the only one who would let me do anything outrageous. And this character, I don't know, she does remind me of a George Bernard Shaw play. It's really a wonderful opportunity to be outlandish in a period way. I was scared to do television because having just worked in features, you know, they go very slowly, and I thought, I'll never be able to do this. But now I feel quite comfortable.
Young man, I have no intention of checking out at this moment.
I'm afraid, Miss Hepworth, you have no choice.
Zachary Bennett is like a young Jimmy Stewart. I mean, these people are enormously talented.
When actors in the business in Los Angeles see this show, they're blown away by the quality. You're drawn to it. You want to be a part of it. You know, when something is that good, you want to be a part of it.
Have you ever considered Broadway?
It's just a beautiful, well-crafted, well-written, well-acted show that you know, I'm in love with all those characters. I'm just devastated that it's ending.
It's like a little nationality, like to come from Avonlea. Like everyone's sort of like, they come from Canada. Well, I come from like a fictional town called like Avonlea. So it's sort of, I don't know, it feels like a sort of like a little microcosm for culture or something.
Working with the kids all the time has had a big effect on everybody. For instance, Cedric has actually gone ahead and had his own baby.
It's like you've sprung a leak, young fella.
So I think that one of the great opportunities we have with this show is to show a sense of community. And I think that the sense of community is so important to get across in our age.
Well, it's a very interesting, endlessly expanding community. There's always a crisis, and there's always something going on that's, you know, It's an interesting thing, I think, Lucy Maud Montgomery, you know, because she was very interested in older people and very much younger people, and that combination.
The kind of interaction with the kids on the show has been a really strong part of the experience for me. It's been really neat to be alongside these kids growing up and expanding in their horizons and their abilities and so on. It's been a great pleasure.
And I've come to talk to you about a most important matter of the heart. She confided in me. It was love at first sight.
You'll be fine, Jasper. All you have to say is I do.
Davy, come back here.
I want to come with you.
I wouldn't miss your wedding for anything in the world.
Look at you. And she only comes out at night, when the moon is full and pounces on little children. I can't wait to see the look on Felicity's face. I've got all the information I need right here. With the proud owner of a .32 caliber Stevens crackshot rifle.
Mr. Tremaine told me I had a real feel for the hospitality business.
I guess rebel blood runs in the family.
I just can't stand the thought of everyone disliking me. I wouldn't miss it for anything. Good breeding and polite manners are very important. Do I look all right?
There is no more grub.
If Gus is alive, it changes everything.
I have a hard time juggling both school and work. It's a little bit difficult, you know, to get up at 4:30 in the morning and come to work and go through hair and makeup and then go to set and do my scenes. And then when I have a break, I can't just sit around or I can't have a nap. I have to go and do my schoolwork. So that gets a little bit difficult from time to time. So, I mean, when I'm at school for a day, all my friends are complaining about how tired they are and how hard it is being at school and the classes are so often. I'm like, guys, you have it easy, okay? Because it's just so tiring to do both at the same time.
What's the hardest thing to admit is that you get quite close to each other, and at the end of every season, it's like saying goodbye to all your camp friends. It's sad. Even at the end of an episode, sometimes it feels like you don't want to go home because you're already there.
I'm gonna miss you and Rose Cottage so much.
I'll always be there for you.
The things about Avonlea that will always stick with me, no matter what, is the atmosphere here, because the fact that it seems like everyone's on a really equal level here. And compared to what TV and film usually is, I think there's a real sense of equality and no one's really placed above anybody else. And it seems like there's a real sort of like camaraderie here, and I think that will always stick with me.
To have Avonlea end for me is I'm completely stricken on one level.
It brings tears to my eyes because I know it's going to be so hard to say goodbye to all these people.
Everybody around the world has said, why is this the last season of Avonlea? Why wouldn't you just let this show continue on? All good things come to an end, and I feel that it's reached its zenith, and now it's time for the show to just very nicely, with lots of hoopla, finish, and hopefully maintain very fond memories in people's minds as to what it was.